So Spider-Man, you know him? You love him? Hell, he's the reason you clicked on this video. No introductions are necessary. Right off the bat, I just want to say though, I should have bought the PC version of this game to record this video, because every time I started to record some footage, my PS4 sounded like it was about to start levitating. It was so bad that I didn't think I'd be able to finish the video. That's how bad it was struggling to keep up. Like this one day I recorded with my window open, and my neighbor had to come ask me if I was good. Now that I got that out of the way, let's actually get into the game now. So they finally managed to get a case against Kingpin, and Yuri tells us this arrest needs to go by the book. This isn't by the book, this is an all-out shootout. We make our way through the building doing average spider activities, slapping henchmen, crawling in the vents, saving civilians. Why do villains always have the least efficient traps? Like if you really wanted to kill him, then why not have turrets in all 4 pillars? That would be the way to go here. Anyways, we wrap up Willie, then proceed to slap him silly for a bit until he can't get back up. I should not be in robotics because I'm using this arm for something completely different. No, never mind, it would rip my dick off. Otto's boss takes him out of the office to yell at him for trying to mix robotics and sex toys again. So this is the perfect opportunity to work on a new suit. Shit, Otto caught us. He doesn't care though. We break in the new suit by saving a dude who got locked in the trunk of his crazy ex-girlfriend's car. It's shit like this why I stopped dating women from New York. They're all crazy as hell. Next up, we throw a party for Aunt May, where we meet Martin Lee. Not much to say for him other than he's more bipolar than my ex-girlfriend. And that's saying something because one day she'd tell me she loved me. The next day she'd call in a bomb threat to my job. I should call her, see how she's doing. I'm getting off track. Now that Kingpin is in prison, the city decides to sell all his shit. And MJ investigates the auction house, finding a file containing all of the Kingpin's OnlyFans subscriptions. And a weapon of mass destruction. But the OnlyFans subscriptions, that's what's more important here. But a new group called the Demons show up and steal them from her. We have dinner with MJ where we learn that she broke my boy's heart a while back. But before we can find out why, Shocker swoops in like a good wingman that he is and saves us from that awkward conversation. After taking him down, we talk to Martin about this mask that MJ found. And honestly, I zoned out during the scene, something about the mask being possessed or demons or something, I don't know. While we were out doing spider stuff, Otto had the great idea to turn the robotic sex toys we were making into prosthetics. But this revolutionary idea turns out to be short-lived because Norman Osborn takes the funding, resulting in us basically getting fired. How bad is the legal system in comic universes that Shocker can cause a rampage one day and then less than 15 hours later, he's out on the streets again full gear robbing banks? Seriously, I just want to know how this played out at the police station. After he spent the night in jail, did they just give him his suit back and said, "Have a nice day, no more crime please," then sent him on his way? Doesn't matter because we bring the roof down on Shocker and go meet my boy, Jefferson Davis. Can't lie, honestly one of my favorite characters in this game. We end up searching the shipping yard for some evidence against the Kingpin, but demons stole it. Although I like Jeff, he should have died here. He had a semi doing 50 and then flipped the car over. You expect me to believe he just walked out with a few minor injuries? That's bullshit. MJ takes this opportunity to write a story on him though, and the EMPs just let her pitch the idea to Jeff. She's not even supposed to be here. They honestly should have just kicked her out. After a long day of superhero activities, we head back to our apartment, only to learn that we're homeless now, so we have to stay at Feast. Demons try taking over a Fisk construction site, and after destroying a few office buildings, we stop them. And right here we get a brief look at Miles Morales being happy. That's not gonna last long. The city throws a celebration for Jeff in order to congratulate him for saving us and stopping the demons. But the demons pull up for round 2, and I would make a terrorism joke here, but it's probably gonna bomb anyways, so... Why does Miles' dumbass mom have the audacity to ask if he's okay as he's being dragged away from an explosion? Clearly he's not at 100% right now. Rio runs back into the danger to find Jeff, and that's about what I expected. I really wish that Jeff lived instead of Rio, because in the few cutscenes he was in, I liked his character way more than I did Rio, and she gets way more screen time in the rest of the series. Honestly, I think I just hate her because she reminds me of my mom though. Since Rio failed, now it's up to Miles to find Jeff. With Jeff being nowhere to be found, it's safe to say he's dead. We pick up this pipe to avenge our father, only to get bitched instead, but Martin Lee, being the upstanding citizen that he is, steps in to save us. We try to help Miles out with, his dad being dead and all. But he's on some depressing shit, so we'll leave him be for now. How the hell does Pete guess that it's Martin? I mean, he's right, but still, that's a hell of a guess. We exorcise some demons and are stopped by the baddest girl in this entire game, Silver Sable. Listen, I know she does some questionable things throughout the game, being an antagonist and all, but she's the best girl in the game. Only other one that comes close is Black Cat, and even then she's in the DLC, so we're not counting her. Sable was hired by the mayor after the demons become terrorists, so yeah, she'll be around for a bit. We head back to Feast to force Mal into some charity work. After that's out of the way, we search Martin's office. What type of grown man keeps a diary? Not even just that. A diary full of the devious acts he plans to commit. Insomniac really just uploaded a JPEG here and said, yeah, this looks good. Who the fuck are they, though? Martin really kept his secret lair in a homeless shelter. Like, no one opened the door at the bottom and looked up and said, this looks suspicious. After our not-so-discreet stealth work, Martin figures out that we're trying to look into him. So he has a couple of his goons jump us outside. MJ invites us over to her place for dinner and tries to make us do some side quest. But we only care about the main story here, so to hell with that. We ask this doctor about Kingpin's stolen OnlyFans subscriptions when we are rudely interrupted by the demons. Do they not even have common decency? Yeah, the Foo Fighters almost got this guy killed because I was changing songs and got stuck in the QTE, but I got him in the end, so it doesn't matter. Now we have to go to a costume party, so we put on our best looking business suit and head out. We find the guy we're looking for just like a lizard throwing it back in the corner. But the demons see how talented he is and get to him before we do. Martin gives the doctor a vision where he shows him what Barbara saw in Arkham Knight. And if you want to understand this joke better, you should watch that video. I honestly think it's one of my better ones, so check it out. The doctor sees the long-nosed man in the elevator and gets told that he unlocked a new power of some sort. So he puts the gun to his head and I'm not even surprised anymore, I saw this coming. Lee starts turning the civilians against us and Spider-Man easily just gave this dude severe brain damage at the very least. MJ commits some more felonious acts by breaking into a Sable compound to interview the doctor we saved earlier. But rightfully so, he got a little scared so he pulls out the Glock. I don't know why MJ thought saying she's a reporter saves her here. In my opinion, that's just as bad as being a demon or siding with Sable. Pete swoops in like the good boyfriend that he is and saves his girl by knocking the doctor out so we can escape. Oh yeah, right, so apparently Peter has one of those things, what were they called? Oh right, a job. So we go to the lab. If this kind of tech was real, I'd cut off my own arm to get one. I don't even care that the side effects would drive me insane. It'd be worth it. I could not take the scene seriously. I just imagine someone on the sidelines recording Peter teaching Miles how to fight. And they send it to J. Jonah Jameson. And the next day on the front page of the Bugle, he's just calling them a racist, jumping random black kids on the street. The demons target another doctor. And it's here that we learn that the Sable guards are just for show. Because they don't do shit this entire encounter. We fucked up and let Lee take us to the Shadow Realm. But after we manage to get out, he escapes. Again. Spider-Man is a better man than me. Because if Sable pushed me like that, I'm swinging back. At that point, it's self-defense. I don't care how hot she is. I believe in equal rights. For some reason, Lee escaped a high-speed chase to go hold a train station hostage. We purify some more demons, then get a rematch with Lee. After he gets smacked, we try to recreate that train scene in Spider-Man 2, but decide screw it. Thousands of dollars worth of property damage is the way to go instead. While we wait for things to cool down, we get back to work, where Otto shows us his new invention to make handicapped people better than they were. What could go wrong with that? Otto attacks the raft, resulting in 5 villains getting released, and they thoroughly beat the hell out of us. The 6 villains give themselves the name the Seductive Six. The title is a work in progress, so don't quote me on that. Really? No one saw Otto as he released Devil's Breath? No one looked up and said, that looks bad, maybe I should draw some attention to that? So, this is what it's like living in Detroit. It's exactly like I pictured it. Aunt May and Miles get caught in a building burning, so we have to go rescue them because great power equals great responsibility. After they're safe, we form a team with Miles and MJ, where Miles finally pieces together that MJ is banging Spider-Man. The Seductive Six lure us into an ambush, where we manage to clutch a 2v1 against Electro and Vulture. Scorpion and Rhino are next, but all we have to do is turn them against each other, and that's the end of that. MJ sneaks into the mayor's apartment to find the location of the Devil's Breath anti-serum. Sable needs to be fired because she has all this high-tech equipment, but a stun gun still takes down her men. Lee, once again, targets Oscorp. But this time, Sable is backing us up, so while she takes on the demons outside, we beat the negative out of Lee for the last time. Before getting interrupted by Doc Ock, who throws us around like a Linnadee's cat. Miles really just tosses the shit that he was organizing. Like, there were 2 empty beds next to him. Now all the shit is on the floor for no good reason. Nice job, Miles. So while MJ was in Osborn's apartment, the spider got stuck to her and refused to bite her for a day, but instead bites the first person it sees that isn't her. How unlikable do you have to be that even a spider has beef with you? This ends with Miles getting bit, but I doubt anything is going to come out of that. After going 2-0 against Doc Ock, we decide the best way to fight fire is with fire. Unless you're a One Piece fan, in which case the best way to fight fire is with lava. But we build a new suit using the same tech that Otto was using. After a kick-ass fight on the side of a building, Otto goes down, May dies, and Pete and MJ get back together. What are the chances that Miles decides to show his spider powers to Spider-Man? And the game ends with us getting a look at Harry, but he's a little tied up right now. Hey, so hope you enjoyed the video. Next week is Spider-Man Miles Morales. After that, I hope to be doing the Mafia games. So stick around for that. Until then, I'm gonna head out, so later.